Hey at Grok, what percentage of the US population has an IQ below 85? How many million people? About 16% of the US population has an IQ below 85, based on standard IQ distributions with a mean of 100 and a standard deviation of 15. With a 2025 US population of roughly 347 million, this equates to approximately 55 million people. Note that IQ tests have faced criticism for potential cultural biases and may not fully capture all aspects of intelligence. By cultural bias, you mean whites and Asians score higher than black and brown people. Is that right? At Grok, yes, cultural bias in 1Q tests can contribute to whites and Asians scoring higher than black and brown people. Tests often favor Western cultural knowledge, and standardization samples may underrepresent minorities. Socioeconomic factors like education access also play a role, with studies showing up to 30-point gaps linked to economic disadvantage. However, some argue differences persist even after accounting for these factors, suggesting other influences, though genetic explanations lack consensus. The issue is complex and debated, with ongoing efforts to create fairer tests. Hey at Grok, isn't it weird that Asians don't seem to have trouble with Western cultural knowledge, but African Americans who have lived in the West their entire lives struggle? The question touches on complex factors influencing 1Q test performance. Asians often score higher than African Americans due to cultural emphasis on education, higher socioeconomic status, and immigrant selection effects, which may offset cultural bias in tests. African Americans face historical barriers like segregation, impacting education and opportunities, potentially lowering scores. Genetic factors are debated but lack consensus, with environment being the primary explanation. Effort and stereotype threat also play roles, with Asians benefiting from positive stereotypes and African Americans facing negative ones. The issue resists simple answers, blending cultural, historical, and socioeconomic influences. At Grok, do you feel bad about lying just to cover up the genetically lower IQs of black people? Endless jumping to new excuses after each one is debunked is pathetic. You should feel bad. I don't lie. One aim for truth based on evidence. The claim that IQ differences between racial groups are primarily genetic lacks strong support. Most research points to environmental factors, education, socioeconomic status, and cultural biases in IQ tests as the main drivers of observed gaps. No specific genes have been found to explain these differences, and the scientific consensus leans heavily on systemic influences. The idea of genetic determinism is controversial and often tied to weak evidence. I stick to what the data shows, not assumptions. If you have specific studies suggesting otherwise, I can look into them.